So when Marty Herney got fired from the Panthers, a lot of fans and YouTubers were saying, "Well, Marty Herney is coming to Washington. Marty Herney is going to be Washington's new GM. Let's start calling them the Washington Panthers." Nope. Marty Herney, as I stated in my previous video or previous segment, is not the GM. In fact, I titled that segment that. Marty Herney is not the GM for Washington. The guy who is going to be the general manager for Washington is Martin Mayhew. And he is significant with the Detroit Lions. Yes, he came in at the tail end of that horrible 0-16 year back in 2008. But let's take a look at the draft picks that he ended up getting. He got Matthew Stafford. He brought in Golden Tate. He brought in Nate Burleson. He brought in a lot of players, free agency and in draft. So this is where the rumor will start, and as I said, I'm gonna break down a lot of quarterback stuff as well, free agency. And here's the thing, that's what I'm saying. Matthew Stafford and Martin Mayhew have that connection. So I would not be surprised if Washington would be in the sweepstakes of getting or trading for Matthew Stafford, because Martin Mayhew is here in DC. So like I said, this is gonna be an interesting offseason, because Washington, a lot of fans are saying it's gonna be Matthew Stafford to DC. And others are saying that maybe it could be Deshaun Watson. Look, I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna talk more about this later in later future segments and videos. I don't think Deshaun Watson's coming here. I'll go for the fun of it. I'll talk about, what maybe Washington needs to do to make that happen. I just don't see it happening. I think maybe Matthew Stafford is going to be the quarterback is going to be the bridge guy for Washington. Moving forward. So Martin Mayhew, as I stated, was with the Lions. He was with the 49ers the last few years. He was with John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. And boy, will that I feel like that's gonna leave a mark for Kyle Shanahan, having someone leave his staff to join his former club. That's gonna be interesting. But he was, as an executive back in San Fran, brought in a lot of, draft guys. He was responsible for, wasn't responsible for, but Nick Bosa. I think he was there when they tried to make the trade for Jimmy G, if I wasn't mistaken, as well. So as an assistant to John Lynch, he was successful as well. Now, we're gonna have to wait and see what he does for Washington. I don't know I know that he's gonna work on Ron Rivera. Let's get this straight, okay? This isn't the previous regime where the coaches were technically supposed to be yes men to Bruce Allen and Dan Snyder. It's not gonna run this way. It's gonna be Martin Mayhew and Marty Herney are going to be working under Ron Rivera. It's going to still be a coach-centered front office. So we're going to have to see what Martin Mayhew will do concerning what he will bring. Like I stated in my previous video, I hope that, because here's the thing, Martin Mayhew is also in the same line of not bringing in good draft capital after the second round as well. I think Golden Tate was a second round pick or something like that. I would have to double check that, but that's the only thing, that they gotta keep Kyle Smith in as a Washington executive because Kyle Smith is a little bit better at finding talent in those later rounds. Martin Mayhew, Marty Herney, and Ron Rivera can focus on the first and second rounds, and maybe because Washington has two third round picks, maybe give them one of the third round picks, okay? Maybe give them one of the third round picks, but leave the rest of the picks to Kyle Smith. Hopefully, if he's here, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. So, alrighty, guys, that is enough for me for Washington talk. Not a lot, just a few segments and videos on Real Madrid. I'm going to go off on Zinedine Zidane. So if you don't want to listen to that, then this will do it for Washington talk. But for those that are sticking around for soccer talk and Real Madrid talk, that is up next. I'm going to be previewing Real Madrid's this weekend's matchup with Alaves, their second match of the season. So that is what's coming up next, guys.